Hello, my name is Nick Hyla, the Executive Director of the Midwest Renewable Energy Association. The future is electric, and I would like to talk to you today about our campaign, Driving on Sunshine, to make that future local and renewable. The mission of the MREA is to promote renewable energy, energy efficiency, and sustainable living through education and demonstration. We are a nonprofit organization founded in 1990. We have 2,500 members and offices in Custer, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and Minneapolis, Minnesota. We are known regionally for hosting public events like the Energy Fair, for providing high-quality professional training to grow the solar workforce, and working with jurisdictions and institutions to develop robust, transparent, and advantageous solar markets. We want to make the Midwest a leader in clean energy deployment. Today, it's important to discuss our need for a new electric utility. Dominated by large, centralized combustion facilities that rely on fossil fuels and transmitting energy over long distances, this electric utility system is incredibly inefficient. You'll notice in this graph produced by the Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory, on the left-hand side, all of the energy sources that power the U.S. economy, currently dominated by petroleum, coal, and natural gas. These energy sources deliver services to the residential, commercial, industrial, and transportation sector. What becomes apparent is that there is a substantial amount of energy rejected, providing no service to any customers. In sum, 67% of all energy put into the system serves no useful purpose. Looking at it from an end-user perspective, for example in this graph, pumping water, what we'll see is 100 units of energy put into the combustion facility, an immediate decrease of 67% efficiency, and continued step-downs until we get less than 1/10 of the energy service in the system. If you think about it in terms of energy efficiency, every unit of energy saved, or energy produced by a distributed generation system like solar electricity, saves 10 times the amount of energy at the power plant. We have a new system developing in this country, a system of distributed generation, on-site, local, clean power like solar energy. This energy provides multiple benefits: local economic development, job creation, clean, carbon-free electricity protected from price increases. It is a technology that is powering a revolution in the U.S. economy. So with all this progress, is solar mainstream yet? Is solar a primary source of new electricity generation? Is solar cost competitive? Is solar taken seriously by the electric industry? Is solar bankable? If we look at this chart, from 2009 to 2016, we've nearly doubled our solar capacity each year, deploying more than 14 gigawatts of solar energy in 2016. You'll also see a corresponding drop in prices following the orange line from $7.50 a watt in 2009 to under $2 a watt average in 2016, making solar energy competitive with all other energy sources. Correspondingly, in 2016, more solar and wind were installed in the U.S. than any other electricity source, with solar leading the way. That's more than coal, that's more than natural gas. We are part of a renewable energy revolution. Global investment in solar energy has exceeded $150 billion per year twice in the last decade. All of the leading financial institutions in the U.S. have invested in solar energy, making this a bankable technology. With all this investment, what we've seen is a solar jobs boom, with solar energy employing nearly double that of the fossil fuel industry. More than 370,000 people in the United States currently work in the solar industry. It is important to note that for this expansion to continue, we need a partnership, a continued and sustained partnership with the electric utility. More than 99% of solar PV systems installed in the United States work like this diagram, with the PV modules producing DC electricity, inverting that DC electricity to grid quality AC, satisfying the on-site electrical demands first, and then exporting through the electric meter to the utility grid, or purchasing power from the utility when the sun is not shining. Economically, this relies on a policy called net metering, where the utility pays retail price for energy production and the customer pays retail price for all power bought from the utility, or long-term power purchase agreements where the utility agrees to buy solar power from private customers through long-term contracts. The challenge is that the rapid growth of private and public and utility investment in solar energy is challenging an old utility business model. Investors in regulated monopoly utilities get returns on their money by building assets, generation facilities, transmission and distribution facilities. These assets garner investors returns, protected returns overseen by regulatory bodies. For over a century, the development of these assets has corresponded with our gross domestic product. The more productive we have been, the more power we have needed. And the more power we've developed, the more productive we became. But you'll notice 15 years ago, we started to become more productive using the same amount of electricity. Our electricity demand is flat and declining, yet our productivity is growing. We do not need more centralized generation facilities and more transmission and distribution products because we are deploying on-site solar and using energy more efficiently. So how do utility investors make money in this new electricity landscape? How does this business model continue? What we are told by the utilities, as demonstrated in this graph produced by the largest utility lobby, the Edison Electric Institute, is that the utilities are victims of a vicious cycle of disruptive forces. Technology innovations in distributed energy resources like solar electric systems and energy efficiency adoption by their customers are causing them to lose revenue. When they lose revenue, they need to increase rates on other customers, and when they increase rates, those customers reassess their options for distributed energy like solar or behavior change to use less energy. Again, they lose revenue. Again, they increase rates. Again, a customer reassessment. Rinse, wash, repeat, death spiral. There is some truth to this graph. However, utilities across the country are changing their business models to adapt to growing customer interest in on-site solar and understanding that promoting energy efficiency is good economics and good public policy. However, in Wisconsin, we have not seen this to be the case. You'll notice in this chart the fixed charges that we pay on our electricity bill. Those are the charges that we pay no matter how much electricity we use, have been stable for over a decade. However, in the midst of the advancement of customer adoption of solar energy and energy efficiency, utilities acted in lockstep with approval from their regulatory bodies to dramatically increase those fixed charges, protecting themselves from customer investments in renewable energy and energy efficiency. The utilities are searching for a business model that can protect and expand investor returns. As part of this search, electric vehicles have become a priority. Electric utility managers and their investors see the rise in electric vehicles as an opportunity to sell more electricity, to transition fleets powered by container fuels to fleets powered by electricity. This represents a new load growth for utilities. Nearly 30 million Americans might go electric for their next car, according to AAA. And if you've seen the release of the new all-electric Chevy Bolt at $37,495 sticker price and a 240-mile range, this vehicle, American-made, is pushing the economics and the potential of electric vehicles and demonstrating the market's potential. And according to the same organization that gave us the utility death spiral, nearly 7 million electric vehicles could hit the road by 2025. Utilities are actively promoting customer adoption of electric vehicles to grow electricity demand, giving people cash for clean cars, supporting the development of electric vehicle infrastructure. It is important to note that utilities across the country are searching for a way forward that includes electrification, that includes electric vehicles, that includes distributed generation. Mary Powell, the CEO of Green Mountain Power, an investor-owned utility in Vermont, has said that in our country's major utility transformations, telecommunications and transportation, we don't see the abandonment and removal of the old system, but rather the development of a new primary system with the old system in continual use for support and backup. We need the development of a new, smart, distributed, open, and shared electric system and we need the utilities as partners. With utilities as partners, we already have the tools to end the fossil fuel age. There are no technical limitations to having 100% local, reliable, secure, clean energy. Our only limitations are social and political, and the future belongs to those who organize. We need beneficial electrification. If you look at this graph, this is the total mass carbon dioxide emissions from the U.S. electric power sector from 1990 to 2015. You'll notice between 2005 and 2010, we began to use less coal and natural gas-fired power, and the carbon intensity of our electricity decreased. We cannot afford to add 7 million new electric vehicles in the next 10 years and increase this carbon use. We need to do it with solar and wind energy. We need investment by homes, businesses, commercial entities, local units of government, schools, hospitals, and utilities. Will you help us build an advanced solar and electric vehicle education program to deploy clean local energy? We need your help, and we need you to support our campaign today. We are raising $45,000 in 45 days to begin our first efforts, a demonstration, an advanced EV charging and PV demonstration and training lab. We've already installed the EV chargers, including a fleet of level 2 chargers with advanced software and the region's first DC fast charger, capable of charging electric vehicle from 80% depth of discharge to full charge in 15 to 20 minutes. This is a picture of the clean energy car show we hosted at the Renewable Energy Fair. We need to put solar over this new advanced EV charging demonstration. We've installed a 3-phase electric service, we've received donations of modules and inverters, and now we're fundraising for the racking and the construction so that we can use this to host the Clean Energy Car Show and demonstrate the potential of solar and EV to customers. This will also serve as our advanced training lab for commercial PV and EV design and installation. Will you help us transform the way we produce and use energy? I hope you will, and I thank you in advance.